Gulch, part of the entry of Peter Brandt and trainer Leroy Jolly. Gulch beat Broad Brush and 8 other older horses in the Metropolitan Mile. Got an 18-pound weight break that day. Today he has a 10-pound weight break. Gulch was third in the Classic, the Belmont Stakes. Jose Santos, the rider, he has never lost on Gulch. Won the Bayshore and the Wood. The other part of the Brandt entry, 1A, this is Gorky. Not known much about this colt. Been out just 6 times. Lightest weight in the field, 105 pounds. Just 2 career wins. Has never been in the money in a stakes race. And this will be interesting to see how Gorky fits into the plans here of Leroy Jolly. Antonio Grael is the rider, won 14 riding titles at Thistledown before moving on to New York from the great Panamanian Jockey School. And I want to make Antonio Grael because he's one of 18 children. Gorky could be the rabbit for the early speed. Keep an eye on 1A. Number 2, Seldom Seen Sue, the only filly in the field of the Whitney Handicap, and only 2 fillies have ever won this race in 59 runnings. Seldom Seen Sue won the Grade 1 Milady at Hollywood, a race you saw earlier here on the show. To mention, the only filly in this field is at 16 outs, won 7 over $317,000, and the master is on board. Bill Shoemaker, winner of almost 8,700 races, over 970 stakes wins, 241 races worth over $100,000. He has not won the Whitney. Bill Shoemaker. The 3-horse, the morning line favorite, the outstanding handicap horse in training today. This is Broad Brush, winner of over $2.6 million. Interestingly enough, the high weight of 127, he has never won carrying this much weight. He is 11th on the money list, but could today, with a $173,100 first place check, move past spectacular bid to become 9th on the all-time list. Speaking of all time, that's what they say at Saratoga about Angel Cordero. 11 straight Saratoga titles. He just passed the 6,000 win mark. He has won 2 of the last 3 Whitneys, 84 on Slew of Gold and 85 on Track Baron, Broad Brush, and Angel Cordero. Number 4 is Laquimette. Laquimette, owned by Virginia Kraft Payson, is a son of Pleasant Colony. Won the 86 Jim Dandy at Saratoga. Laquimette. The number 4 horse, the rider, is Jerry Bailey. His best year last year, mounts earned over $4.4 million. He won the Travers here last year at Saratoga. The number 5 horse, the Bay Colt, the people like a lot here. Java Gold, trained by Mac Miller, the Rokeby stable son of Key to the Mint, has won 6 of 11 stakes, won the Grade 1 Remsen last fall at 2, has never been worse than second in 4 starts this year. The rider, one of the best, Pat Day, won last year's Whitney on Horse of the Year, Lady's Secret, the nation's winningest rider 4 of the last 5 years, Pat Day. And rounding out the field, Gone West, the number 6 horse, the Bay Colt, the $1.9 million Keeneland yearling sale. Horse, the Hickory Tree stable, Woody Stevens trained, Eddie Maple riding, Gone West. He won the Dwyer by more than 12 lengths. There's Eddie Maple. He has never won the Whitney, but he is the last person to win the riding title at Saratoga in 1975 before Angel started his string. That's the field, and a great one it is for the Whitney Handicap. Our thanks to the Daily Racing Form for all their statistics. We'll be back with more in the Whitney.
Today's Budweiser long shot is Gone West, one of the few high-priced yearlings to have proven worthy of his price tag. Gone West sold as a yearling for $1.9 million, and though he was slow to develop it too, he's come around quickly as a 3-year-old. Gone West has been brilliant on occasion, like this runaway win in the Dwyer Handicap last time out. Earlier this year, he won the Gotham and the Withers, and he was second in the Wood Memorial and the Peter Pan. Carrying only 116 today, he receives 11 pounds from top-weight Broad Brush. Versatile enough to be able to set the pace or to come from behind, and ready to give his Hall of Fame trainer Woody Stevens his first victory in the Whitney Handicap, it's Gone West. Today's Budweiser long shot.
5-1 on the morning line. Gone West has now been bet down. You see the 6 horse at 3-1, but they've all been bet down. Take a look at these odds now. The entry of Gulch and Gorky at 7-2. The 2 horse Seldom Seen Sue, the filly, 9-1. The 3 horse Broad Brush is now a co-favorite. The handicap horse of $2.6 million is now at 2-1. The 4 horse Laquimette, the Bay Colt, the 4-year-old, is at 17. The 5 horses Java Gold also at 2-1. And then Gone West, our Budweiser long shot at 7-2. The horses approaching the starting gate. When we return, we'll be ready to run the Whitney here at Saratoga. Stand by for this local break on ESPN. Just checking down the odds board. There a little more money bet on Broad Brush to win, 114,000 compared to 110 on Java Gold, but still very close. And there's Java Gold. And Chelsea put up her shut-up time for this 3-year-old if he wants to go in the Travers with the big horses.
He'll prove his point today, and the key issue here in this Whitney handicap is the weights. It is a handicap. The weights have been assigned by the racing secretary according to these horses' performances. Now, even though Java Gold is a Grade 1 stakes winner last year as a 2-year-old, his career has been somewhat infringed upon by a virus this year. He's shown great flashes of brilliance, and he's in very light, 113 pounds. You might make a note that his daddy, Key to the Mint, won the Whitney as a prep for the Travers. The same owner, not the same trainer. Elliot Birch trained him. They're following the same pattern, and I think he's very dangerous at 113 pounds.
Another horse that'll have some weight on Broad Brush is Gulch, carrying 117 pounds.
Well, as you said earlier, he doesn't get quite as big a break from Broad Brush as he did in the Metropolitan, but he's a very good horse and capable of really running a big race. And interestingly enough, Jose Santos has never been beaten on Gulch, and Gulch has never been beaten on this racetrack.
And Gulch worked 5 furlongs in 57-2 on Wednesday here. This is the number 2 horse, the only filly, Seldom Seen Sue, with Bill Shoemaker.
Well, Bill said he thought it was a little tougher race than they expected, and I saw Gary Jones, who trains her, and he said he feels like he's come bear hunting with a switch. I think they're in a little tougher than they thought.
Well, Gary Jones, of course, the trainer of Turkman last year, he had a bear on the track last year, so he's going after him with Seldom Seen Sue, the filly. And historically, it's kind of tough. Again, only 2 fillies have ever won the Whitney in 59 years. They're loading them up for the 60th running of the Whitney handicap. Gulch has gone in. As you take a look at the stakes and track record, one and the same for the mile and an eighth here. At 1:47, a light breeze blowing up the track here.
And a new record set today. They have broken the all-time attendance record. They do not know what the final count is, but the most people ever in history are here today.
Isn't that incredible? And of course, they're just gearing up for 2 weeks from today. The great Travers to be run with the Alysheba Bet Twice matchup again. Look forward to there. There you see the 5-horse going through Java Gold. Of course, out of the starting gate, these horses may be thinking about the Travers in 2 weeks, too. These 3-year-olds we're talking about, Java Gold may be certainly gone west. They're ready to go. Let's go upstairs to Marshall Cassidy, the call of the Whitney.
They're all in line. They're Seldom Seen Sue. The filly is going for the early lead. It's Gorky on the inside second. As the field approaches the clubhouse turn, and Seldom Seen Sue leads the way by only a neck as Gorky moves alongside on the rail, and Gorky now gets the lead. Seldom Seen Sue on the outside, back into second by 5, then gone west. Java Gold, Luck We Met, Gulch, and Broad Brush is 7th. The first quarter, 23-2, and they're on to the backstretch. Seldom Seen Sue on the outside gets the lead again by about a half. Gorky on the rail, second by about 4. Gone west is third by a length. Luck We Met on the outside in 4th, then Java Gold and Gulch. About 2 to Broad Brush, still in 7th. Down the backstretch. The filly continues to lead by a half. Seldom Seen Sue on the outside, but now Gorky comes on again on the rail, and Gorky gets ahead in front. Seldom Seen Sue on the outside, second by a half. Gone west on the outside, has moved into third and continues to gain ground. The half in 46-2 as they round the far turn. Gone west on the outside, now gets a narrow lead. Gorky is second, Luck We Met is third. Gaining ground on the rail is Gulch. On the outside, Java Gold farther out. Broad Brush makes a big move as they approach the top of the stretch. 3 quarters, 10-2. It's Gulch on the rail now, leading by a half on the outside. Gone west, second by a half. Farther out, Broad Brush moving up, then Java Gold. Gulch has the lead at the 8th pole by a length. Gone west is second. Java Gold on the inside, now third. Broad Brush is back into 4th. Java Gold gaining ground on the outside of Gulch. They race to the wire. It's Gulch nearest the rail. Java Gold on the outside, closing. Java Gold gains the lead. Java Gold wins by a half. Then it's Gulch finishing second. A photo for third between Broad Brush and Gone West in the 8th race, Whitney Handicap at Saratoga.
Thank you, Marshall. And the 3-year-olds had their day, and Java Gold is on his way to say, wait a minute, Alysheba and Bet Twice. There may be another 3-year-old on the block. Thinking of the Travers in 2 weeks here, where they expect all the records to fall again. This is a record-setting day here for the Whitney, but they're expecting big things in 2 weeks for the Travers Stakes here, that historic race that now looks like Java Gold, if everything comes out fine in this race, for Mac Miller, should be outstanding. 1:48-2 is the time. Remember, 1:47 was the stakes record. 1:48-2. Java Gold, 113 pounds, proves the best today among the Whitney field. We'll be back. Time for Java Gold. Thought we'd see him in the Belmont, but a virus slowed him down there. Then he's been pretty much in allowance competition. But today he proved he's with the big boys. He won a grade 1 as a 2-year-old. Now he's won a grade 1 as a 3-year-old. The Whitney, as Pat Day, the rider, weighs in there, makes it official here. Gone West, remember. Finishing back up the track. We'll get a rundown on him as we take a look at Java Gold, the star. 113 pounds he carried. Chelsea, let's take a closer look at the race.
All right, Chris, and here's how they looked as they rounded the turn for home. There you see Gulch on the rail. He had sneaked through on the rail to forge up to the lead alongside Gone West, who is 1 horse out from the rail. He had briefly had the lead earlier, and making a big move from far back on the far outside was Broad Brush, and tucked in behind them very craftily, waiting for room, was Java Gold with Pat Day. Now watch this. Gulch has gone for the lead. He looks like he's a home free winner. Gone West just there is not quite able to keep up, and Pat Day patiently waits for that opening to open up so that he doesn't have to swing around. And when Java Gold sees daylight, watch this move. Gulch looks like a winner. Jose Santos probably thinks he's home free, but watch this move by Java Gold. Remember that 113 pounds, that's a light package, sort of like driving a sports car through the stretch, and there he goes. 1.25 miles is going to suit him fine. Chris?
Thank you, Chelsea. Java Gold heads off the track, finishing first. Gulch second. Broad Brush third. We'll be back in a moment. 260. Gulch at 420 and 280. And Broad Brush, who gave 14 pounds to Java Gold and 10 pounds to Gulch. Broad Brush carrying 127, finishing third, returning $2.40. The official results now as we take a look at it, running it down here. It is, of course, Java Gold, Gulch, and Broad Brush. Gone West, Woody Stevens' horse finished fourth. Laquamet fifth. The filly who set the early fraction, Seldom Seen Sue, was 6th. Gorky was 7th. Let's go to Chelsea Canning.
And this is Pat Day, and he's just shown you why he's always the leading rider in this country. Pat, that was a great ride, but when I looked on the backside, you and Gulch were head and head, and when you came to the quarter pole, there was a little distance between you.
Yeah, there was, Charles. See, up around the turn, I was forced to come around Seldom Seen Sue, and at that point, Gulch got through on the fence and opened up a couple lengths on me, maybe more than that. And I was really, I really wanted to come around horses. I really didn't want to be down on the fence like that. But I tell you, when we found a little daylight down on the rail, and was able to ask him to run this colt, just dropped his head and really finished plumb full of run. It was just a very impressive race for my colt.
I think you'll be looking ahead now to Alysheba and Betwice in another 1/8 of a mile.
I think another 1/8 of a mile will really fit this colt, and I'm not afraid to take any 3-year-old on in the country right now.
Good. Congratulations, Pat. Thank you. All right, back to you, Chris.
Java Gold ready to take a step up among the top 3-year-olds in racing today. The purse today, $173,100 for Java Gold. It's not only the owner, but the breeder, and of course, a new Hall of Fame member, the trainer, Mac Miller. Mr. Mellon, Java Gold, a little slow, developing. Everybody waiting for the Broad, waiting to get to the Belmont. What about this horse and the Travers coming up? Is this the one?
Absolutely. But of course, the reason, he missed the Belmont on account of the flu. And then Mac brought him along very slowly with 2 or 3 allowance races. And we think he's just ready now.
Mac, against Alysheba and Betwice. How do you think Java Gold mount up there?
Well, it'll be level weights, and I think it'll be exciting. This horse is still learning. He had some dirt in his face today, a lot of it, which he was really not accustomed to. And he took it very well. I think he'll improve.
Thank you, Mac. Thank you,